Hi, this is Brenda Dozier, the Crop Training Coordinator, and today I'm going to demonstrate submitting an acreage report on the crop web. Just as a reminder, acreage reporting is required by CLU, Common Land Unit, which is a farm number, a tract number, and a field number. And this is just a screenshot of an example 578 from an FSA office showing the CLU, farm number, tract number, and then the field number. So if we're ready to get started on keying an acreage report, we go to the crop web, and to go directly into a policy, we click MP for the line of insurance, the applicable crop year that we're in. The action would be the acreage report, and then type in the policy number and select Go. This brings up the Customer's Acreage Report tab, and you will need to click the Edit button to begin. And you're taken to the initial screen of their acreage report, which is called an Acreage Report Farm Review. This is a brand new screen that you'll see, and it is all the farm numbers on the policy in numeric order. So it's a nice starting point so that you are aware of all the farm numbers that this policyholder has. What you can do on this farm review screen is you have the ability to change a farm number. So if they said old farm number in my example 4454 is now been reconned to 6622, you put that number you're changing it to in the Change To box, and then click on the Apply FSA Farm Number Change. Once you click on that, you will be given a warning that says the following farm number will be changed from blank to blank. Do you want to proceed with the change or cancel? So it's just one last little warning to make sure you wanted to change that farm number. If you said change, then you will then see that the farm number change now is in the farm review instead of the old one, and it is placed in numeric order. Another thing that you can do on this farm review screen is to delete a farm number by checking the box of the farm number and then click on the Delete Selected Farms button. Again, you will be given a warning stating that the following farm number will be deleted and all crop history associated with that farm number will be deleted. So it's another check or a warning to you, okay to delete or press cancel to exit. If you did click OK to delete, you'll be asked to type in the reason, the FSA number you are deleting. So type in that in the web notes under reason for deleting a farm number and click Submit the Change. Now that you have all your farm numbers in order, if you are ready to begin keying the acreage lines, click the Edit All button and you can get started here. What it does, it brings up for you all the acreage lines for that first farm number. And we still have the feature that I can use and select multiple lines at once and then select the crop and or plant date, one or the other or both, and it will then change all 3 selected lines at once if I click on the Apply button. So in my example here, I've got the select actions as corn and the plant date of 5/1, and the first 3 lines are all corn planted 5/1, so I've got those 3 lines selected, and I then click on the green Apply button, and you'll then see that it has filled in the crop and the plant date for those 3 fields. We still have the option that if you want to select the crop from the drop-down on each individual line, you can still do that. So there's that function still there as well. And when you are finished with a particular farm number, you can navigate to other farm numbers by either clicking the previous farm number button or the next farm number, or also you'll see the whole list of farm numbers and you can select the farm number out of the list as well. The choice is yours of how to navigate from farm number to farm number. In the event you need to add a line, we have an Add Line button, and then you'd need to fill in all the information, and you would then click the Add Record, and then you'll see here, then it creates the new line for you that you just added. Another way to add lines is actually to add more CLUs for a farm number and a legal description that already exists. You can click on the CLU button. So in my example here, I have farm number 5416 already in the system that is located in section 26 of 7 North, 11 West in Jersey County. And I just need to add fields to that. And I have 3 I'd like to add, so I go to, after I click the CLU button, this Convert CLUs to Fast Add comes up, and I would then type in the track and how many fields. In my example here, I put field 1, 2, and 3, and then you click on Add to Records below. One of your other choices is you can default to CLU acres, as I did. So when you default to CLU acres and add to the records below, it here then creates those 3 fields that I asked up there and puts the acres in the acre field. If I am then ready to create these as acreage lines, I click on the Create Acreage Lines button here, and then they become new lines on the acreage report. Just as a reminder here, you can give every CLU a common farm name. So if you'll notice here, I've got an example of 2 of these already have common farm names filled in. I could add one or change either of these from this screen as well. Also, a reminder that if the acreage is uninsurable or prevented, that to select the appropriate acreage type from the drop-down. What you'll see when you're at any farm number also on your acreage reporting, that there is a farm summary button. You can click that at any time, and it will give you the farm summary for that farm number and crop that has been keyed at that particular moment. This is a great way to check your totals by farm number before you submit, just to double check that you've got all of the acres keyed. With this new enhancements, we also have some notifications that the system will tell you if you have lines with errors. My example here says there are 3 lines that have errors that must be resolved. And then specifically, it tells you the error and then puts a red box around the missing data that needs to be completed before we can proceed. So in my example here, the first line just has an invalid map area, and that is then what the red highlight is around. My second line says invalid map area and date planting completed must be entered, so it's missing a plant date and the map area. And my example here in the third line has 3 missing information: the map area, the plant date, and it's missing the insured's share. So again, nice features showing you the errors, highlighting them in red where the missing data is, and those would need to be updated before you can proceed. The system will also notify you of some number of lines with warning notifications, and then it'll specifically tell you those warnings. Now, these warnings are just in yellow, but they aren't error, but they do remind you of a few things, and if you get these yellow warnings, it is a very good procedure to double check before proceeding on. In my example here, it says that my first line that the number of acres exceeds the CLU acres of 4.7. Oh, this might be a perfect reminder that 47.0 got keyed. Well, did I get my decimal place in the wrong place because the CLU only has 4.7 acres? So again, not an error, but a warning for you to double check. The second warning here is on a line of following another crop soybeans. It says, wow, this is kind of an early plant date for following another crop soybeans. So again, double check and then go ahead and proceed. After you have keyed all of your lines, then you actually are ready to hit the Continue to Submit button on the top of the screen there. And if you click on Continue to Submit, you'll be taken to this screen if there are any farm numbers with no acres submitted. Again, this is a huge reminder to double check with the policyholder about these farm numbers. Why do we have these farm numbers on the policy if there are no acres on them? Should they be deleted because they're no longer in his operation? Or were they reconstituted into a different farm number and we're already addressing that? In that case, we can delete those as well. So again, a good reminder possibly that the farmer might have forgot to tell you about a couple farm numbers. If you get to the end here and have 2 farm numbers in my example here with no acres on them. So again, double check with the policyholder about these farm numbers. Lastly, then you'll be taken to the coverage summary for the acreage report, which lists out the grand total acres for the crop in the county on the policy. Again, double check the total acres are correct, and then it is required with all federal crop to key in the insured signature date and the agent signature date from the paper acreage report, and then click the Submit Acreage Report button. Then you will see that the acreage report will show the status, in this scenario, submitted, who it is submitted by, and then date and time stamped. That concludes the demonstration of submitting an acreage report on the crop web. If you have any questions, you can call Crop Underwriting at toll-free 877-274-9800. Thank you.